How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got one here from Corgi in 1/72 scale diecast. Of course, it is one of their special nose art collections, so it is a bit of an older one too. So it's got that little cowl piece there that has some awesome nose art. Now, this particular aircraft is the P-40E Kittyhawk from the RAAF No.3 Squadron, as flown by Australian air ace Bobby Gibbes while in North Africa in 1943, where he did get the bulk of his aerial victories. Now, we've talked about Mr. Gibbes in a previous video, of course, so we're going to jump straight into the aircraft. Now, this particular aircraft would later be destroyed when it was transferred to another unit, and the pilot that was using it at that time stalled on takeoff when he tried to avoid a gun post, and it was subsequently written off. Now, as I said, this is one of those nose art collections, so what we'll do is we'll open the box and see what we get. So inside the box, of course, there's a little bit of info and some nice artwork there. And you do get a little collector card if that's what you're into. There is a 2010 distributed worldwide. That is an unusual number. That also does have some information on the back. So depending on your eyesight as to whether you need some goggles or not. And speaking of goggles, we don't need goggles looking at this because this does look absolutely awesome in this desert paint scheme. So we will pull this straight out. We'll jump straight into it, I reckon. See if we can open this up. Shouldn't be too difficult. These Corgi ones are relatively easy to set up straight out of the box. Now what we'll do is we'll have a little look at the stand. It is the normal stand. That is plastic, but this is metal. So as I said, this is a little bit of an older one. So they do have the metal piece here. That just goes together like normal. Now you do have a little baggie in the side here that does have the landing gear options, of course. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll get these little pieces out. Oh, jeez. Try to. So that's your little plastic pieces for the cowl piece here. That looks pretty cool. It's got the nice paintwork on the inside of it as well as on the outside. It's got a kangaroo kicking what looks to be like a sort of a cross dachshund scorpion. So that's pretty funny. Let's see. So you just chuck that in like so. And same on the other side as well. And that is all set up, ready to display on your desk or wherever you want to set it next to your model. And I reckon that does look pretty cool. And let's get that model out. So we'll just grab that. All right. Okay, so this does not have any configurations in there whatsoever for in-flight or gear down, so we can get stuck into having a look at this a little bit first. It's got some really nice detail. And there's the the actual markings on the aircraft itself. We'll zoom in a bit so you can see that. How cool is that? The propeller spins nicely. It's got some nice detail in the front there. Gee, those blades are nice and shiny. It's got some really nice exhaust detail with the exhaust stacks on the front there. It does have a little robot sitting in the cockpit there. Pretty relaxed. Oh, I love the desert camo. And that looks really nice. They always look pretty good. Yep, very, very nice. It does come up beautiful. And we might as well put some landing gear on there and see what it looks like. So we'll put it in gear down first, something a little bit different, and that is the tail wheel that you just push in. And you got the little module here that's got all the gear bay doors and everything attached. Now, if I remember correctly, we did, I think it was a Tomahawk. And you actually had to put all these pieces on individually, like that small gear bay door and the one on the side, but this is one complete module, and the wheel rolls. And that is heaps better. So it is definitely a lot easier on your fingers putting this together for sure. Wow. Yep, that's pretty cool. That is definitely a better setup. So I don't know if they've changed that or if it's an improvement, or yeah. I just thought I'd make note of that. And that's your tank on there, and that is gear down. How quick was that? That was nice and easy, straightforward, no dicking around, that's for sure. That was really, really easy, and that looks pretty awesome. It sits on its landing gear without any dramas. Beautiful. Looks absolutely excellent. So for a change, that is you gear down people done. We can put it in flight now, so it should be just a fact of taking that out and then putting this small piece in for the closed rear wheel, and then we'll take these parts out, and it should be just a case of putting this small piece in here like that, and that piece, and quickly chuck this one in, and that is your beautiful P-40 there in flight. It's not quite pushing. You got to put it squeeze it down, I think. I'm just worried about putting too much force onto it that I'll break something. So those holes might not be easy to line up with these little pieces here. I'll just have to try that again a little bit more gently, or not. Yeah, it doesn't want to go in there nicely, which is usually the case when I do a video. So that is unfortunate, and it's actually just broken.
Go!
So that is awesome. A little bit of glue will have to fix that, but so that just shows a little bit of fragility there of that piece. So when you're trying to put it in, be very, very gentle, because it does want to line up with the holes on this side, which is a little bit strange. But anyway, well, that's it in flight. If you have one of these, hopefully you don't break it like I just did. Yeah, look, I display mine on their landing gear anyway, so I won't be using that part. But I do want to fix that. So that is your pretty cool looking Kittyhawk setup for in-flight though. That does look very nice. And I suppose it should be just pretty easy to put it on the stand. Well, you've got to take that off, that little belly tank, so you can actually put the stand on. I'll see if we can actually work around that. Not really. That's not how it should sit. So you can't really have this belly tank on when you've got it in flight. So in flight, again, a bit of an issue there, but that is you in flight guys. Sort of problem. That is not my problem, unfortunately. That is a little bit disappointing though for you in flight guys. Now we'll zoom out a fraction, and we'll show the setup here. So you've got your beautiful looking cowl piece with that awesome art, and then you've got your sweet looking Kittyhawk here. That looks really nice. Now, I definitely do like these nose art editions. I reckon they do present really well. The little cowl sections with the awesome artwork on them do look fantastic. And there is quite a few different aircraft and liveries you can pick up. All right, I'll wind up the video. I'll take some photos of this, of course, and throw them on at the end. Don't forget, if you enjoyed what you saw today, don't forget some of those towards my direction. And always feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so as well. All right, everyone, I'll finish up by saying thank you very much for spending your valuable time, of course, in checking out another one of our videos. I hope you enjoyed this P-40 Kittyhawk from Corgi today. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. You all have a fantastic rest of your day. Cheers.